Hi everybody, today is episode 6, so we're going to be doing a lot of that finishing up, and I've got my coffee there, you can see, but I'm going to scoot up really close and scoot it over out of the way, and let's see, let's get a good line up on the doll, make sure everything is ready. And so there's a lot of little extra things that need to be done today, and one of them I'm going to address. And this video might be a little bit longer because I just would like to really finish it up so I can get to the hair. But I need to address this line, and I thought, you know, I could cover it, possibly, but it's just really bothering me. So I think what I'm going to do is try to remove it. And I don't want to do it with acetone because that'll leave a big line here, you know, that'll separate all of the spraying and contouring that I've already done. So I'm going to use a magic eraser that's dry, and that's how I'm going to do it. So let's see how it works. Okay, so I have this magic eraser that just sits in my office. I'm just going to cut a little piece off so it's easier for me to handle. I don't need a lot. So I've got this little piece here, just something easy to handle. And I'm going to just start buffing. I don't know how I got this line. I know I felt like I was much, this is a really good example of how, it looks like I don't have all my lights on. Let me make sure all my lights are on. There we go. So it looks like I just used too sharp of a brush and created a line. So I'm just going to sand it down with this, and this will help me from getting like a line while trying to get down to that layer, which of course means we'll have to go back in, spray the doll again, and we're going to have to anyway because we haven't done the eyeshadow yet. But let me just try to get down that layer, and I'm not sure how long I'm willing to work on that before I stop. Let me grab a glasses. I need some glasses to see. Okay, I just needed to grab my glasses, but so you can see where it is. Bring my light down a little bit and get it to shine right on that face. I move my lights around at night because I'm painting on a canvas, so I have the lights move around quite a bit. But if I can just lighten it up a little bit, that would really be helpful. And all that little white, that's just, it's probably the MSC coming off. Let me get a brush so I can gently fluff it. That was so gentle. All right, you can see the line is really coming down, but it's not really messing with the doll's overall appearance, but I still have a little bit left to go. And I don't want to get too close to the lips, obviously, but I'm using my fingernail to kind of like concentrate on that line right there. It is frustrating when you're working on a doll, and you know, I've been sort of ignoring this issue, trying to decide how I was going to handle it, but I just feel like the line might be just too strong and it might show through. So we're going to have to buff it out. Try not to breathe any of that in. Look how close. And you can tell that it's just not really overall affecting the doll. So Mr. Not Mr. Super Clear, but I mean, yeah, we're going to use that after, but these little magic erasers are amazing. And I buy them. I think I bought some in bulk and I can't find them. But honestly, I don't need a lot, right? I just use it. I cut off a tiny piece. One would last me for, I don't know, maybe years. I think it's because they're a super fine sander. That's probably why they work when they're wet, when you're doing wet sanding. Well, it's not, you're not doing wet sanding with these. You're doing, what's it called when you're cleaning? They work really good wet on your steering wheel. So I get makeup on my steering wheel. And this is the only thing that seems to get it off. And it doesn't need to have anything on it. All right. Uh-oh, what was that? I dropped something. I think it was my earphones. I'm not wearing them this time because I noticed that while they worked fantastic, I happen to have a freezer next to me in my office, and I was picking up that sound with my earphones. I think more than I do with just my phone. And so it was kind of, when I played back the video, and of course there's nothing I can do unless I do a voiceover, and that's not how this lesson goes. This lesson is a talk through. So I decided to not use the headphones, my ear pods today. I haven't had enough coffee apparently. My ear pods today, pods, what are they called? I don't even know. I decided not to use them. Let's just see how this, I'm trying to, I can't eliminate my background sounds, but I try to make it, you know, as pleasant as possible. And I felt like I could hear it, a buzzing with my, the recording I did in episode 5. So I'm not going to do that this time and see how it goes. Anyway, you guys can tell me, and after you've listened to all of these, between episode 5 and 6, if you could really tell a difference in the sound, or if it mattered to you one way or another. Anyway, I feel like I got enough of that line off. I can still kind of see it, but it's far enough, and I can go ahead, I think I'll go ahead and give her a quick spray. Make sure that when you do that, there's nothing left on the face. Like, I'll take a good up close look at it, and I'm going to spray her, and we'll get started with the other stuff. Okay, I have sprayed her, and I've pulled out the burnt sienna. This is the red iron oxide shade, permanent red, and titanium white. So I have those colors. I didn't even pull out my other thing, just going straight out of the pans. And the first thing I want to do is, well, I better clean this a little bit, not too much. I just want to kind of go over that spot where it has the line. So let's do that first. I can see that it's a little shinier than other spots. So I'm just going to kind of go over that with the, if I can remember the names of things, it would be really great today. It was earbuds. I don't know if I ever got that right. Earbuds. So I'm going to put a little white at the bottom of that chin so I don't lose it. And I don't like to come in usually after I'm done and do this. I prefer to get that all finished in the beginning, but you know, obviously if there's an error, you've got to fix it. So I'm going to take a little bit of the red iron oxide, and just so you know, that's a really strong color. So I'm going to just kind of like mix it a little bit with this. And actually, this is a really good time for me to show you that other thing I mentioned in the very first video that I didn't show. This is a really good time for that. So let me grab it. Okay, I had to find it. This is a colorless blender. And what this does is it dilutes it's kind of like a retarder or a extender. Oh no, look, it broke. Oh. Sad. well, it just is what it is, I guess. I only need a little bit anyway. So I have some on my brush. Where's my brush? I'm a little close, aren't I? Might want to pull back a teensy tiny bit so you can see better. Okay, so there it is. It's broken, so I'm gonna leave it open, but not for very long. I should have put it in one of the thingies. I must have dropped it or something and didn't even realize. So what this does is it dilutes the color, so it's not so strong. Maybe makes it half depending on how much you put in there. And the red iron oxide is such a strong color that something like this colorless blender really helps to dilute the strength of it. So it just makes it a little less intense. And that's really going to be a good thing for the red, because the red is so strong. And I'm just going to add some of my colorless blender to it right there on my, right here. I'm mixing it on my fancy palette, which is my thumb. And we're going to go with some blushing. Finally, she's going to get a really pretty rosy cheek. Let's see. And I'm getting a little bit of fallout, so for that I'm just going to dust it away. And we're just going to lightly touch the temples. And yeah, just get that pretty glow going. So now she's got really pretty cheeks. And I'd like to put some up in the eyes too, the eyeshadow, just to give her a nice pretty glow. All right, that's pretty good. All right, I'm happy with that. Let me scoot these guys back so I don't stick my hands in it. All right, so she's got a nice rosy glow. Making sure I get those cheeks. And you can still see the highlight underneath it. So that's really cool about layering. Oh, I just stuck my brush right in the red oxide. That's not good. I'm going to use a little bit of it for... And I'm going to put some of you there. There. Just touching up. And the problem sometimes when you come back and do something like that is it's going to get in the eyes and it's going to get on the lips. And sometimes that's a good thing and sometimes it's not a good thing. So what I do for something like that is I grab a Q-tip and I put a little bit of water on it. Not alcohol or anything like that. Alcohol will definitely remove the paint. So you don't want that. So I'm just going to kind of wipe off the lips a little bit so it doesn't have any. And the eyeballs. And I don't know why I'm doing this now because I'm a little off my game today. I'm going to be doing eyeshadow. So I don't know what I was thinking there. Great thing to do for the eyeshadow is grab our little tiny brushes. And I don't think yep, it's time. Okay, let's go straight into the red oxide. Make sure you can see before I get going. And I think you can tell I don't have her picture out in the last couple of episodes here because I don't need it anymore. I've gotten the features down pretty much what I want. So, and I've already marked the eyeshadow pretty good, so I know where it's going. And I'm happy about that. So, you can see the fallout, especially if you don't tap it off. That's what the brush is for. And I have my little tiny brush here. And I'll use that too for blending. There's my little... Okay, and I decided to pull out the black so I can really get some dark smokiness going. So, let's see here. You have to be careful with the black because you try to keep it minimal from dropping on the face. Look how pretty that is. Okay, and I'm going to go underneath the eyes. And hopefully this guy's small enough to make me not too crazy. I've had problems before when I've gone too low because my little tool here is too big. It's one of my new ones. It's a little bit smaller. Okay. And I'm going to take my little Q-tip here. I need something smaller than this. To me, this is just a little too big. So I'm going to fluff off some of the excess, and I'll use something else. Probably a little toothpick with some cotton around it, so I can get inside that eye. So I'm just going to wrap it around there like that. Just dip it in some water. That's it. There's nothing else. And when I'm doing this, I'm just touching it very, very softly. Nothing, not pressing hard or anything like that. Okay, I want to add some of that red color above the eye shadow here, sort of like a transition color between the two. So let me grab a different tool. Just gonna wipe it off, and I think I'm gonna use a little bit of that stuff. I can't think of the name of it. Colorless blender. I'm gonna use some of that. And I'm just gonna very gently add a little bit of color between the two. Just a tiny bit of fragment. It's not a lot. Let's get right up there and see how I'm doing. It looks pretty good. And I'm going to take some of the colorless blender and the red oxide. I'm just going to blend them away, almost completely rub it off of my thumb here, because I'm going to go up underneath the eyes and I don't want a lot. So I'm just going to go, I'll test the waters here on the corner. Same thing over here. And I'm just sort of dragging it from out here to underneath where that line is, the smile line, you know, where she's kind of squinty, just ever so slightly. And I'm going to take my brush, just sort of sweep everything together, sort of blending it away. And I'm going to take some more colorless blender with this brush, this flat guy. I think a little bit of the red oxide. And I'm just going to go back and re-establish that there was a shadow there, but not a freaking line, okay? We don't know. And hopefully I will not have to correct this again. I hope I don't need another layer. I'm going to put like a little bit more of the skin tone on top of it again, just to just to make sure. And then another thing that's really fun that you can do, that's a little trick, before I go spray it, another thing you can do is, let me find a clean one of these little swabby guys. Okay, clean one of my little micro things. I'm going to put this in white, just a little bit of white, and I'm going to rub off some excess on my thumb here, and I'm going to do a little highlight in the lip right here, just right there, just a little bit in the middle. And I'm also going to take some of that white and go around the lips, just right around like that. And you can see I'm dropping some white on them, but I'll fix that in a minute. A little bit here, here. You know what I never fixed was this nose. This is a good time for that. Right there. Right up underneath. So. Alright, where's my... Dust some of that away. I don't want it to be too strong. And I'm going to get my little toothpick. Where'd you go, toothpick? Okay, I lost my toothpick. So I'm going to take one of these clean ones. Just clean. And I put some water on the edge of it. So I'm just going to use this one with water. There's our hair. And I'm going to make sure that the edges here stay dark by wiping them off. Hey, this thing looks better than the Q-tip method. Look at that. That worked really good. Hey, I just learned something new. Probably because I have 500 of these now. So same thing here. I'm going to wipe off any little excess here and here inside the eye. So when I go spray it, there's no residue left over on top of my paint. And you can also touch up the eyebrows very gently too to make sure there's nothing on them. And that looks like it's ready for another spray. Okay, I'm back and I have sprayed her. She still has a little bit of a sheen on her. And guess what I forgot? I forgot her ears. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of the red. I have my gloves on still. And some of the colorless blender. And you don't have to have this colorless blender. I've lived without it for most of the time. I just like to have it. But it's not a total necessity. I think somebody gifted it to me. So I'm just going to give her ears a little once over. And I'll have to spray those again, of course. One last spray. And then, let's see how my crazy process goes. Once I spray it again, I will have to go over it with a little paint again. Just to make sure I darken up some things. And plus, she doesn't have her eyelashes. So, there are some ears. And you know what? I'd like to get inside that ear canal. So let me grab some red and just kind of go inside the ears a little bit. Inside the ears to make it nice and red. There we go. Alright, so I'm looking at her and I've got the hair that's escaping. It looks pretty good so far, and it looks like the line is mostly gone, but I think I'm going to have to go over it again. I'm glad I erased some of it because it was really making me crazy. So I'm just going to go a little bit more on top of that. I don't know how that even happened, but you know, stuff happens, so. I'm just going to cover it right back up again. And if I have to, I'll do it again. But I'm not going to go spray her quite yet. I'm going to paint her eyelashes. I'm probably going to have to brighten up her eyes. But I wouldn't do... Maybe I should spray first. I just don't like to go spray right after I sprayed because I'm a baby. I'm going to give her a little bit more cheeks since I'm going to spray. I'm going to spray one more time. Whoa. Alright, let's get that red, a little bit of the colorless blender. Get the cheeks a little brighter, just a little bit. Oh, I know what I'm forgetting. It's funny when you get to a certain point, you're like, okay, what next? What next? What next? What next is the hairline. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to take that little brush, this guy here, and it doesn't look like I have a brown, so I'm going to grab a brown and put some of these guys away, except for this guy. I'm keeping this one out in case I need to do any more corrections. Everybody else is going away. Okay, so I've grabbed the Raw Umber Extra Dark, and I kept the black out as well, and I'm just going to go very lightly around the hairline. So let's do that. And I decided to use these two colors to kind of blend them out because her hair is kind of a black brown. So I'm just going to kind of just very gently. I don't know if my brush is small enough for this job. I'm trying. Let me see, can you see what I'm doing here? Let me move my camera down just a little bit. Alright, I don't like this. The brush is too big. It's too big. Let's grab one of these little tools instead. You can have a lot more control. I just want to kind of go around the hairline. Now I'm going to paint over this as well. But I'm just softening that hairline first. I can get under there where the... I am way off camera there. Sorry, guys. I'm about to do one of my very least favorite things. And that's paint the hairline. I don't enjoy it. But it looks nice and polished and finished, so it has to be done. All right. And I'm just fixing up underneath the nose, trying to make it look a little bit nicer. And since I got a spray anyway, right? I'm still not happy about that. Hey, listen, you're going to come across issues, and that's why this is a real-time video, so that you can see how I handle them. And this is what I do. This is how I handle them. I just keep screwing around with it until I get it right. Okay, so I've got the hairline in. I've got the ears done. I've got this corrected, hopefully. Let's hope so. And I'm going to touch it just one more time because I just want to make sure, even though you can't even see it, I'm still going to touch it up one more time. I just want to make sure it's completely not going to be a problem for me. Chin again. Just take this guy and just sort of fluff over it. Okay, so it looks pretty good. I think we look good. Ready for spray. And hopefully this is my last spray. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay, so I went ahead and mixed up some ultramarine blue, the primary red. That's my carbon black. This is from Golden, and this is a burnt umber from Golden. So for some reason I don't have a good, they didn't give me a brown in the Liquitex. And the black from, I think I've mentioned it a dozen times already, but the black from Golden is the blackest black ever and my favorite. So I'm going to be doing the finishing up with that black for eyelashes and stuff. And I'm going to touch up her eyeline darker eyeliner and maybe pop some more blue in her eyes to make sure those pop out. Because when you spray a bunch of times with Mr. Super Clear, it starts to put like a soft mist over the doll's face, and some of the colors kind of lose their vibrancy. So we're going to add that back in. And I forgot to put a little bit of, I went to go get some and I was like, oh, it's not there. I'll put 2 in. That way I can have a cleaner one because this is black. All right, let's do this. I'm going to do the black eyeliner. Make it a little closer. So just like before, I am adding some Anita's extender into my black, and I'm just making it kind of thin so that I can get the paint on there. And no worries about this paint drying shiny. It won't. It'll dry really pretty and matte, so no problems there. It's a matte finish. All of these paints I have here now are a matte finish, so I might want to exaggerate my line there. I don't like painting upside down. I mean, sometimes you have to, but I don't love it. There. I feel like I cannot see well enough. I don't have to scoot my camera over. Is that a little better? That's a little bit better, yeah. I need to go a little higher on that. Same over here. I don't know if you can tell as I'm painting it. I do try to ignore the lines of the doll because I want this to tilt up. So I'm using paint to make that more of an eye line up. And there is give it more of that cat-like look. Because there's a line going down, so I'm just kind of going right over top of it. Okay, I think the pupils could be a little bit darker. So, and I'm gonna have to get really close in here on that to do that. Without messing up anything I already did, I'm just gonna kind of dot some color in there. Try not to mess it up. Whew, a lot of breathing. I want to go up underneath the eyes again. Very thin paint. Just a little bit on both sides. Okay. Whew. It's such a delicate little thing to do at this point in the repaint, and you don't want to mess anything up. Obviously, you've been with me throughout the whole thing, so you know what I mean. It's a lot. It's a long process. And at this point, if you mess it up, you'd be real mad. So I think my problem is I need something to brace my hand on. It's just, I'm a little shaky, so let's put that thing here so I have something to brace my hand on, because I need something. Make sure your brush is nice and pointy. And this is just going for it. And that did nothing. That's part of it. You just keep on getting more paint and making sure your flow is good. If it's chunky, the problem is my black is a little bit old in the golden. Even though it's the blackest black, it's still kind of old, so it could be a little temperamental. And I feel like, personally, as I put those down, that they're a little fat. So I'm going to kind of turn the doll this way. And try to get a flick on the end by going out instead of down. And that helped a little bit. That was a little high. That's okay though, we want her to be pretty vampy. At this point, I'm sure I'm adding more eyelashes than the picture. You can see I'm not even looking at the picture at this point, because I really want them to be prominent. And I want you to be able to see them, since they're not attached lashes. They're just painted lashes. So I'm going to go a little higher above the smokiness of her eye makeup so you can see them. And then sometimes, because there's a crease in the middle, see, these are things you don't have a problem with if you're doing a flat paint. But because I'm painting on something that has grooves and curves and things like that, you can see that I'm missing like the whole spot here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with my black paint, and I'm going to paint those lines in down at the bottom, like right here. And then I'm going to draw a straight line in between. So that it connects everything together. And it gives her a stronger crease to her eyelid. So, and my only complaint with that line, maybe it's still wet enough I can fix it. So I went a little strong right there. And I was... yeah, that's better. Okay, so, whew, there's not a lot of breathing in this part of the repaint. So I'm going to do the bottom lashes, which have to be even more delicate than the top lashes. I'm looking forward to the new brushes to try them, because often it's about the brush too. And this is the smallest tip I have. And those are even more, they're even smaller, the ones that are coming. So I've got hope. I think I get my first one Friday. And today is Wednesday. So I'm just sort of laying those in very delicately. I can fit one more back here. And that really makes a difference. You know, I've brightened up the whole eye and clearly darkened it. And now I'm going to just, since I'm over here on this eye, I'm going to take some of the blue, just really wash it out, because I don't want a lot. So let me show you. You can't see. I'm washing it out so super thin. And I'm going to come back to the eye. And just go around the edges. And kind of brighten the blue up in the eye. I'm just going to make sure I didn't put too much in there. Okay, there we go. So hopefully that will look good. I won't have to go back and get the lighter blue. We will see. Okay, so it's time to move to the other eye. Time to move to the other eye. And like I said, this paint dries really fast. It's just, I don't know if that's the nature of the golden. It's probably because it's older. I've had this bottle forever and it's almost empty. All right, wish me luck. Here we go. And I think what I'm doing here is I'm going longer in the back end, and then I'm getting a little bit shorter because it's kind of a cat eye. So my lashes are longer back here and they get shorter as they come in. Not making a lot of progress there, so I'm going to flip it around. Just it is a trying part of the repaint for me anyway. These little delicate lines and trying to see them. Alright, that's pretty good. And then I'm going to do the connecting all the way over and down. I think I did the other one. It come a little bit more. I feel like I got a messy eyelash there. Just wipe it away a little bit. I need one here. There we go. A little more touch-ups on that. Okay, all right. Time to do the bottom ones. It's dry. Oh, I can't see. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so I'm just doing a little combination of the two, the black and the Anitas. And I guess I just don't want to stick my hand in the paint. Alright, eyelashes. Oh, so tiny, so tiny. Oh my god. You gotta be quick if you make if you make that kind of thing. You're like, whoa. And that's gonna happen because, you know, we flinch and it's just nature. I tried to do it again. I just really want a long eyelash over there in that corner. Alright, I feel like these are a little bit bigger, so instead of trying to make those smaller, I'm going to come over here and just touch up a couple of these, just to lengthen them out a little bit. I mean, I wasn't trying to go for Betty Davis eyes, but, you know. Alright, so the blue part, let me bring that over here. I'm going to get some of the clean Anitas. and really water it down with Anita's so it's just a glaze, and go around the corner to brighten the eye. That was too much, but that's okay because I can kind of wipe away the excess with a clean brush. All right, I'm not sure that this pupil got enough black, so here we go. I believe, if you look at it, this one has more white highlight than that one. And it's only slightly, but it's enough. So I'm going to have to get some white paint. So I put some white paint on the palette, but right now what I'm going to do is take some of the red. Same deal, thin it out just super, super thin. Don't want a lot of paint because all I want to do is just sort of brighten the lips up a little bit. So here we go. I don't want them to lose their luster. Okay, I'm going to go even thinner over the rest of it, like way thinner, so that it's almost just like a gloss. I need that little tool I put away. There we go. It's okay. I fixed it. Then I'm going to go, look what I did here. I don't even know how I did that. These kind of things just happen, so I'll have to clean that up. Let me get up underneath the lip really nice and neat. Make sure my line is clean. Okay, so far so good. I still have the white there, but I'm waiting for the blue to dry just a little bit. And I gotta fix that. And I'm pretty sure I'll probably do that with a wet Q-tip. So I'll just put it in some water here. And are you serious? How in the ever-loving goodness, that's really on there. Yeah, that's a no. So it looks like I'm going to have to take a little alcohol to that. Okay, so there we go. Alcohol should take it off, and it's like right underneath the chin, so I'm not too worried about that it was there at all. You can see how that just removed everything. It's okay because it's at the bottom and nobody's going to see that anyway. But because, you know, I mean, it's like you will never see that, but still, it bothers me. Okay, and now it's my least favorite part, which is the hairline. And I'll get to that white. I just have to make sure I don't, I better do the white first, guys. Just let me do that really, really quick. So I'm going to take some white and get a little bit of, just need a tiny, I can't even say the word. It's got to be so minuscule. That's the word, minuscule. Can you see? There we go. And I just want to touch it there, just to make the eye really pop. Is that too much? Almost too much. Okay. I hope I haven't sworn you off repainting now. Let's go back to the brown. I'm going to just a touch of black in there and some Anita's and try to get this nice and thin and get this hairline painted in. And I can see the hair, so I'm going to start here and just make like a little bit of a, almost like a little sideburn there. Nothing serious, just a little one. just get it started. And I don't think it's dark enough just already. And I'm already making like sharp lines. I don't like that. So I'll get some more black. Clearly I wanted more black than brown. Alright, let's go. And I'm basically just doing little hair-like strokes so that we can get like, looks like there's a hairline there. And I can just make sure you can see. It's going to go straight from the hairline. Pull it out over the shadow just a little bit that it created from before. And I clean my brush a lot in between. I know you can hear me doing it, just to make sure that it doesn't get sticky or dirty or hard to deal with. I can pull back now. I'm not going to spray again. At least I don't think so. So I'm going to pull back a little bit and just see how I'm doing. Looks like it's okay. Where's my dye? I can't really see from that way. So we'll go this way. All right. It's very temperamental color. This black is really temperamental. We're making it. I know this part's probably really boring, and I'm sorry. Especially since it's hard to talk while you're not breathing. It's almost my lunchtime. Yay. But it looks like just before lunch I can walk away with a completed repaint, and then I can move on to the hair. And I don't seal the final seal of the doll with the shine until the very, like, after I'm done taking pictures. So I will show how to do it in the final video, but I won't be doing it now. And the reason why I don't seal it is because I use a satin finish on the eyes and the lips. And if you take a picture, if I take a picture, it'll cause a glare. I don't like glares, so it's just hard to edit. So that's a no. I'm getting closer to this side. My paintbrush wants to hit the... Might have to flip it around. I'm having a hard... Oh, no. I didn't hit it on my face. Okay. I know you can hear me mumbling. It's not bad. I think I can touch up later if I need to, but I think I am done. And I'm going to do something really fun for the end of this one because the repaint's done. I'm going to take out her, because I don't have to spray her again. So I'm going to take out her pins, take off her shower cap. She's really sticking to this because of all the spray, probably. Oh, it's really sticking. Ah. Okay, and I'm going to reveal her hair, which has been all crammed up inside here. But wow, what a difference it looks like when you take that off. And I can see I might need a little bit of touch up around the edges because some of it you just couldn't see. So take her hair out of that weird ponytail. Okay. So let me get some more black. A little bit of brown over there. And let's take a look and see where I've missed spots. So I'll just take the brush and kind of touch up around where I might have missed a spot. Over here, I think there was some stuff. Right here. Can you see? Okay, good. And down here too. Okay, I'm going to draw back a little bit. Okay, there we go. So, I'm going to cut this rubber band off because it's just easier to cut it off. And as you can see, she is ready for her hairstyle. She looks pretty good, guys. What do you think? I think so. I think I'm happy. And walking away from it will probably really help. Then I can see whatever kind of problems that might, I might have to fix. Especially with, fresh eyes. But I think that is the end of this video. In the next video, we're going to put her head back on. So I'll show you how I do that. And hairstyle. And for me, it's a lot easier to just style her hair with her bot. Am I going to do that? I actually do have a stand to put her head on, so I don't know which way I'm going to do it. But I will show how to put her head back on and how to style this hair. So I see you next time in episode 7, I believe. Bye.